I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. There's nothing but tubes down here. Just get back. Uh-oh. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Beacon Pines. We have progressed quite a lot through the storybook, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens today. I hope you guys are too. If you have been enjoying the series, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. But without further ado, let's get straight on into the game.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time.
Oh yeah, we did this part at the end of the last one.
The end. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit?
No.
Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again. No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again.
Yes.
Please.
We can be sly there. Let's try to be sly here. Good cop, chill cop, good cop, sly cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Oh, so depending
With a few
on what
crisp
you choose,
snaps,
different
She
people
roused Mr. Tolliver.
interview him. What? What's going on here? You're that Modwell girl. Please call me back. Sorry about all of this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here
Beck
to...
twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up and down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You're sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There's one more loose end I'll work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day, I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in the Perennial Harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password that Juniper dismissed. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thing. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Okay. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf. But all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rolo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried, covered. Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... Ooh! It's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Whoa, how'd you get that? What? Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement. Rollo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's nude rug store. Hope not. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How'd you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. To Nuncreed. Evil man. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? No? He's got me waiting around like this last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. Definitely haven't seen him anywhere. What? Nah. There's a light on. You're late, Angus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this Inspid Town Festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, heiress, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from the damned backyard. They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We all have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future? Or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus. But you'll always just be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. Breakfast. It's getting late, children. And? We're on a mission, ma'am. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. To the drugstore. What you doing here?
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Ooh. Hey, Solomon. Well, looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh yeah? I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's easier as cold hard cash. Well, he's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. The phone box. Have you ever seen anyone actually using this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed, no.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
Are we gonna die in there? That's not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Cranston new drugstore. I mean, underground secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Whoosh. Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we...
The
Whoa!
inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath,
Do we get to see what's
and
down
accepted
here?
their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed
Or
to
no?
an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Why does it look like a weird
The air was
laundromat?
stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
Tubes. I knew it. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the transdimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another. You've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these has something written on them. This suit has a broken mask. Like the one I broke. So, have we found our mysterious warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like an uncreed and talks like an uncreed. Let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Mining Operations Alpha. Do you guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizers. And a series of tubes. Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies to this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa, you don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. That's a lot of buttons. That is a lot of buttons, yes. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. We got one working. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing? I didn't even mow yet. Uh-oh. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but tubes down here. Just get back. Uh-oh. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Shit. Shit. Oh no. Awesome. We're dead. You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them that was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now. I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know your father and I were friends back before...
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true, I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality complicates life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Kinda. Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic side piece into villain plotline. Walt loves being righteous almost more than he loves his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper long gone, but he's still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sub-story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
Does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions. Big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now, she's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain, but why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So... we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town. Little
Chapter
secrets.
8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along.
It's like the tubes from Futurama.
She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth.
Hey.
Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
We're back in the old town. Oh, that's what that tube is for. Oh, I thought maybe it went to the underground thing. I didn't realize it was like, you know, tube tunnel. That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have potted with some fluids in there. Ew! Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold? It doesn't look like it got on any of us. I didn't feel like we traveled that far. It's that his thoughts, so where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Let's go. It looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time, Nuncreed's getting away. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed in all of Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica town. I got it! It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed isn't an alien. Rollo. Stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective: kill us all and shapeshift into Beacon Pine citizens of their choosing. You never really had me. But you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out.
Uh-oh.
She held a lit
It might be too late.
Which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you're dooming this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your Gran, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got this all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas on how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions.
Or is this another choice?
The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
In the stillness, he began to weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people anymore, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't!
Ignoring his plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
Oh no. Goodbye, cruel
She
world.
smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
Frozen. You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
freeze the entire planet. Well, that didn't go well.
Had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace.
I wonder what would happen if we hummed.
In an instant.
I'm gonna try that next, I think.
That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from.
True.
Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Right? So maybe a hum there? That was the end of episode 6 of the Beacon Pines Let's Play. I hope you guys are enjoying. If you are, be sure to click that like and subscribe down below. We will be exploring the humming option in the next Let's Play, so look forward to that and look forward to a couple more episodes in general. But without further ado, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next installment of Beacon Pines. Goodbye, everybody!